What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to Rabbi Joey Haber talking about getting married and being nervous about getting married because you don't have enough income to be able to fully financially support the marriage. So sometimes a lot of couples, they hesitate, they back out, they're not sure what to do, and they just stress out a lot about this, and this causes a lot of tension, and sometimes chas v'shalom can prevent a wedding. So we have a really amazing clip here from Rabbi Joey Haber. We have some great insight about the guy sitting in this chair. And obviously, everything is from Hashem. We just need to have a little more bitachon. Let's get straight into the clip.
You know, many kids get married in this community and they are very nervous. Almost every boy that gets married in this community is nervous. And they're all nervous about the same thing. How in the world am I going to earn the income that is required to live in this community? And it's not really only this community's challenge, because almost every Orthodox community is way more expensive than the average American income. And the answer to every one of them, and I've told this to so many boys. In fact, the other day a boy got engaged and he sent me a little invitation to the engagement party. He said, "Rabbi, I just want to thank you because right after we had that talk, I met this girl and I got engaged." I said, "Right after we had the talk?" He said, "Yes, what you told me was very helpful." And here's the answer, here's the bottom line. There's only 5% of people that are going to get engaged and get married with the kind of job and income that they know will enable them to support their family for the next 30 years. Only 5%. 95% of people, the day they're getting married, have no way that they're going to pay tuitions and buy houses. They have no way. And therefore, here's what you have to have in order to get married. You have to have a way that you can live right now. That means, let's say it costs $100,000. I'm making up a number. You make 80. Your wife makes some. Your in-laws give you some. You have a way that it could work right now. And your job has a potential to grow. If you have enough to earn to live for right now, even if it's with help, and your job has the potential to grow, that's good enough. Because in the end of the day, you need a miracle. In the end of the day, in order to be an Orthodox Jew, especially a Syrian Orthodox Jew, you need a miracle. There's no other option other than miracle. If you want to drive up and down these blocks, we can interview each house, and every person in every house, if they're honest, will tell you their miracle. There's nobody that has an income that can easily buy houses and pay tuitions and go on vacations that doesn't have a miracle. There's nobody who could say, "Oh yeah, I hit the rock enough that water can't flow." No. Every person is a miracle. There's no other option other than a miracle.
100,000,000% beautifully said by Rabbi Joey Haber. I agree with this 100%. I was actually with him, I think it was 2 weeks ago. He flew in, big tzaddik, by the way, massive tzaddik, and Baruch Hashem, he's blowing up in the Jewish community, and it's amazing to see. I was actually with him 2-3 weeks ago. He flew into the North Miami Beach Kollel. For those of you who don't know, in Miami, we have a whole B'nai Brak, like Brooklyn society, called North Miami Beach, a community of righteous tzaddikim. And big tzaddik flew out all the way to Miami for one day, not even a few hours, just to come and inspire the Kollel, to give us a lift on our day of learning. And we shot some content together, and we actually had the same exact conversation. And he was telling me, you need a miracle. It's 100% true. By the way, everything in life is a miracle. The fact that you wake up in the morning and you're breathing and you have as much as you have now is a miracle. And most people, financially, like he said, are not prepared for marriage. You have to go into it and to do your best. And by the way, I don't think most women even want someone to be planned out and all set. Especially in this generation, it's not easy. However, Hashem will give you exactly what you need now. When you have a wife and you have more responsibilities, He will give you what you need to support her. And then when you have a kid, He will give you exactly what you need to support her as well. Why would Hashem give you a wife and then completely put you on the street and make you homeless? Like, another point I want to bring out is that Hashem loves us. He wants the best for us, and He's always giving us exactly what we need, and He's always coming. And sometimes this whole thing that could happen to you is just because it's a test of bitachon. A person has to really trust and have an emunah in Hashem, that through them guarding their eyes, keeping shmirat habrit, which is not looking at inappropriate things and not doing inappropriate things, guarding your tongue. There are so many things that can actually push away parnasah. There are so many things that can actually damage your parnasah. And one of the biggest things is being married and not treating your wife like a queen. That's another idea. So we have to, not an idea, it's a fact, it's Torah. But we have to constantly follow Hashem's instructions. One time I was with Rabbi Yoshayahu Pinto in the city. I asked him the same exact question, and he told me, "Oi to a person," meaning it's like a very strong language. "Oi to a person who doesn't get married because of money." The money comes on extension, on merit of having a wife, and then when you want to have children, but you're not sure financially you can handle it, have the child, live in a state of bitachon. And I will read to you guys a very, very phenomenal passage that one of my rabbis sent me, that this literally talks about worrying about money, worrying about where money's going to come from. Literally in Hebrew, maaser is mem, ein, sin, resh. That's a tenth of your money. Now, when you give a 10% to money, and sometimes even if you want a segula to really become wealthy, you give a chomesh, you give 20%. Hashem will take the dot from the left to the right. Maaser becomes me'asher. If you give 10%, Hashem will make you rich, and I approve this message. Listen to this. I hear you, but your own words show the gap. You say, I'm working on bitachon, but bitachon isn't work. You say it's not even a question, everything's from Hashem, yet you describe feeling anxiety. You say, I've seen Yeshuat when I let go, but then call the last years only barely afloat, instead of also a miracle, a nes, like the rabbi said. You say, I'm grateful every day, but then you compare it to the old shefa, meaning sometimes we don't realize that if we wake up in the morning and we are in a house and we have things in our money in our bank and things, those are gifts from God. Just because you have something yesterday is not a guarantee you'll have it today. Just because you're living constantly doesn't mean that everything is yours. Even the fact that you have something is also a miracle. So truly, we're living in God's constant abundance and gifts, and we have to live in that constant abundance. And by the way, there's no such thing as attracting in Judaism. It's allowing God to give you, because the fact that you're a son or a daughter of God, your soul's automatically attracting blessing. You just have to allow God to give you by opening yourself up to new opportunities and to not living in a constant victim mindset. You say, I push it out to let go, but pushing is still control, not surrender. You say, Hashem will take care of me, but then add conditions of how it has to look. That's the whole point. As long as you're trying to surrender, you're still holding. Real bitachon is no fight. Real confidence in God is not a war. It's living calm, like the money's already in your bank account, just waiting for the bank to open. And when you live with that mentality that the money's already there, the money will eventually be there. When you're constantly living in fear, you're pushing away all of your blessing. My name is Jonathan Ben Shimol. I can rant about this for hours, but I really hope you understand this and I approve this message.